We've got a lot to talk about. Let's bring in Chukwuma Anyanwu, who is the head of research at GTI Securities from GTI Capital Trading Floor in downtown Lagos to talk to us. Everybody's downtown, the only one who seems to be uptown here, isn't it? Chukwuma, all of you are just downtown.
That's where the activities are. That's where the activities
you guys are where the money is.
Yeah, we are. It's strategic. If we are going to be an investment banking firm, we might as well be close to the exchange where the money is changing hands. So yeah.
Oh my! I'm the only uptown boy here. Okay, okay. Yourself, Dolapo, Amaka, all of you, just downtown. The folks from AfriInvest. Okay, I'm going to join you folks down there one day. Very soon. Just watch out for me. Okay, let's start with what the Securities and Exchange Commission is doing. The budget, to be more specific. How does the budget impact the market where you research and you earn a living?
Well, clearly, the market is a microcosm of the entire economy. So if we are going to be looking at a focus on the budget, then, of course, the implementation of the budget, the interesting part being that we are looking at an expansionary budget, and 30% of it will be focused on infrastructure, capital expenditure, which is where growth emanates from. So if we're going to be looking at growth, you're looking at manufacturing, you're looking at construction, you're looking at consumer goods, and all of these companies, all of these sectors are clearly very well represented in the market. So the performance of the implementation of the budget and how well it is implemented impacts positively on the company's earnings, and then it comes to shareholders, and that triggers demand for share prices, which we see the market gain some traction. So yeah, it's a very, very important topic for the market. The budget and its implementation is a very key determinant of how our market performs.
Since the market meltdown, Chukwuma, the capital market had always and tried through the past 2 or 3 administrations trying to worm its way back to the government and say, look, come on, take a second look at us. We can help you with infrastructure. We can help you with specific bonds. Look at the green bonds, the climate bonds that Amina Mohammed is bringing to the market. Look at the size of what is being discussed here. This is what we could have done 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Absolutely, it's surprising, that we are not getting better interest, from the fiscal policy administrators. Apart from true bonds, the capital market has more potentials beyond just looking at bonds. There are so many areas, like you've clearly pointed out, the green bond being one, but you can also have for FDI participation to improve. The capital market is a very strategic way of facilitating or midwifing FDI participation back into the critical sectors of the economy. So it's surprising that we've not seen better partnerships between fiscal policy administrators, and the capital market. It's something that clearly needs to change if we are going to make any headways with where we expect our market to be at, and at the same time where we expect the economy to be at. And both, if you realize, we are an emerging market, and for an emerging market, even for the fact that we have 30% concentration of our budget on capital expenditure, for an emerging market, it's a very low figure. It's something that should be stronger, and we're all celebrating the fact that we are seeing 30% now, because that historically hasn't been the case. So there needs to be better participation, from the fiscal policy administrators and the market, so that we can get the kind of growth that the economy deserves.
Yes, very interesting. So I think, and we hope that with what the SEC is doing today, Munir Guazon and the rest of them, perhaps they'll be able to lead you folks in the market by the hand to the administration doorstep in Abuja and say, look, we can work together on this. Perhaps the next one should be the Parliament or the National Assembly, sorry, to put it in local parlance here. But let's move on and get into the some of the stories we've been seeing. Let's talk about earnings. MTN Group issued a statement yesterday and says, well, our numbers for 2016 was pretty bad. Blame Nigeria, $1 billion regulatory fine. That's a knock on the head, not a slap on the wrist. So, sorry guys, it's very, not 2016 was unpleasant for us.
Yes, absolutely. And it comes back to the story of, I'm pro ensuring that companies comply with the regulators and their frameworks for oversight responsibilities. But at the same time, there is an adage that you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. MTN is a major employer of Nigerians. It has driven employment significantly, and it has contributed also, I presume, significantly to tax income for the federal government. So I think as much as we try to enforce some form of discipline, I think we should also consider that an MTN making a loss is not entirely good for employment figure in Nigeria, particularly also now that the country is in a recession. Anything that can trigger positive sentiments and ensure that the operators in the economy, the telecoms segment, the agriculture segment, anything that can help companies thrive are things that we focus on rather than things that would actually pull them down.
Well, it's some positive news, however, with Medview Airlines listing 2 weeks ago and today Jaiz Bank PLC. You think we're raising the curtain to a good new year, as it were? You are always happy, folks, when there's a new offer on the marketplace, whether whether by introduction or via an IPO.
Yeah, this is clearly by introduction, and we're also going to be seeing Jaiz Bank doing an IPO very soon, because they've stated that they want to raise their capital base from 15 billion, where it's currently at, to 25 billion. So beyond the introduction, we'll also be getting an IPO soon from the bank. It's very positive. It's actually something that is gratifying that we are getting this looking from companies looking at accessing capital or associating with the capital market.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me? Are you telling me? I know all of you guys, you investment banks are already scrambling. You folks are already scrambling to pick up that offer. Who's going to be the lead advisor and the broker to the issue and the reporting accountant to the issue? That's going to be some money on the table.
A lot of money on the table, and you must also realize, Bosun, that filters into the wider economy as well. It retains jobs. It means that we'll be looking at creating better opportunities for the financial services sector, and the wider economy. I think we're getting some good vibes from the NSE, and I think this momentum should be sustained. I think a lot more should be done. Investment banking firms need to be more proactive, with going out there and ensuring that they're able to put themselves out there and get people interested enough, to want to come into the market. And because Bosun, there is a lot of opportunities in our market, and the market solves a lot of funding needs for people. And Nigeria, what Nigeria's economy needs largely now is long-term enduring funding and FDI participation. And this is something that the capital market, through investment banking firms, have the capacity and have proven competence, to midwife, and that's positive for the economy.
Chukwuma, you're very good at marketing, isn't it? You just did a very good round one for all of you there. That's what you guys have the capacity for. I just like that. Where you know your onions. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on Jaiz Bank IPO. Thank you very much for bringing that into the discourse. Thank you very much, Chukwuma from GTI Capital Trading Floor in downtown Lagos. Marina, to be precise, that's where they're located. That's not an advertorial.